What up, everybody? This is your boy Tech G back with another video. And in this video, you will learn about securing devices such as mobile or desktop workstations or laptops and device use best practices. All right, so let's talk about securing devices. So in the following sections, you're going to learn about the elements of device security, including antivirus, firewalls, password usage, safe browsing, and device and operating system patching and updates. Antivirus, anti-malware. So all computing devices, whether they are desktops, laptops, mobile devices, Microsoft Windows based, Mac OS based, or another operating system needs antivirus or anti-malware protection. Here are the three major levels of antivirus, anti-malware protection. You have enabling and using an operating system's default antivirus, anti-malware features. So Microsoft Windows Defender Security Center, which is in Windows 10, offers protection against threats and also monitors system health. However, other desktop and mobile operating systems do not include their own antivirus solutions. Next, you have downloading free antivirus, anti-malware protection. Many antivirus, anti-malware vendors offer powerful free versions of their commercial products for home or office organizations. These perform a very good job. However, commercial products offer additional features you might find useful. And then we have subscribing to commercial products. So commercial products typically offer more features than free versions and also offer better support. Many business class products offer centralized management to support multiple types of computers and devices. But regardless of the product you use, you can follow this plan for best action. So you would set up automatic quick scans to run at least weekly, set up daily updates, enable real-time protection to stop threats as they enter your systems, update the virus scanner when available, run full scans if a problem is detected with a quick scan or if a major virus or malware outbreak is reported. Let's talk about a host firewall. A firewall is a software or hardware network security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. A firewall typically establishes a barrier between a trusted internal network and untrusted external network, such as the internet. A firewall can be a self-contained hardware device, which is a feature that is often built into a router, or a software program. Software firewalls are also referred to as host firewalls. A host firewall can be used along with a hardware firewall device for an additional layer of protection. Windows and Mac, they include host firewalls that work on a per application basis. Many third-party commercial antivirus apps also include their own firewalls. So here are two screenshots of setting up the Windows Defender firewall on top and the Mac OS firewall. Now, when it comes to Linux distributions, also known as distros, they include the IP tables command line utility. IP tables can be configured to permit, drop, or reject connections based on IP addresses or TCP ports. It can receive, forward, or output traffic based on the rules that you specify. Changing default passwords. Default passwords for your workstation or other device and web-based apps should be changed immediately. After changing your passwords, take steps to protect them. Router and other devices with embedded web servers such as print or scan servers have default passwords. These should be changed to prevent unauthorized users from taking over the devices. Enabling passwords. So if you are using computers, mobile devices, or services that support passwords but don't require them, you should enable passwords. If you're using a local account with Windows, a password is optional. By changing a local account to a Microsoft account, the user's Microsoft account password becomes the password for the user's Windows account on any Windows device. Make this change through the user accounts or accounts menu. It varies according to the Windows version that's in use. If your Mac OS computer is configured for automatic login, Disable automatic login and make sure that a password is required after sleep or screensaver mode. Make these changes through the System Preference, Security and Privacy General tab. Safe browsing practices. So web browsers can be used as attack vectors that can infect systems with malware or be used to perform phishing or other types of identity theft. Follow these safe browsing practices to avoid potential issues. So what you would do first, you would enable your browser's protection against questionable websites. You would close pop-ups claiming your system is infected or that you need to update your browser or update your Adobe Flash Player or your media player. You might need to close down your browser to shut down these types of pop-ups, run your own antivirus checker, and go directly to the websites for your preferred media players to check for updates. Another thing you can do not click on third-party links purporting to take you to your bank, credit card, or other e-commerce websites. Log onto the website directly. When shopping online, go to only known websites. Watch out for websites offering products that are much less expensive than market value. These sites might be trying to get your payment information without delivering a product. And then finally, you can make sure e-commerce sites are secure. Now, to protect yourself from suspicious websites in Google Chrome, you would enable protect you and your device from dangerous websites, and you will find that in the settings, advanced, privacy, and security section. In Firefox, you would enable block dangerous and deceptive content, and you can find that by hitting the preferences button, privacy and security. In Microsoft Edge, you would enable help protect me from malicious sites and downloads with Windows Defender Smart Screen. And in Safari, you would enable warn when visiting a fraudulent website. Patching and updates. So patches and updates to operating systems and device drivers are essential to keeping systems working properly and securely. Microsoft Windows. Windows installations are typically patched with Windows Update. Windows Update is available through the control panel in Windows 7 and in settings in Windows 8.x and newer. Windows Update normally runs automatically, but you can also start as desired to check for updates. Updates can also be installed manually from your web browser. Windows updates can be configured to install updates from Microsoft apps such as Office. Many apps check for updates automatically, but some install the updates for you while others prompt you to install the update when you want to. Mac. So Mac OS upgrades, updates, and installed app updates are delivered through the App Store. After opening the App Store, you will click Updates. You will click Free Upgrade to upgrade your version of the Mac OS. You will click Update All to install all updates, or click Update for each individual update. You may need to install updates and check for updates again to ensure that you have installed all available updates. Linux. Some Linux distros include a GUI-based update manager. You can also update Linux and installed apps from the command line in a terminal session. With the Debian-based release such as Ubuntu, you can use the following commands. You could type, you would use sudo app-get update to find new versions of the apps and operating system, and to update the contents of your system software repository. The software repository is the Linux equivalent of an app store and includes the operating system and apps. You can also use the command sudo app-get upgrade to install software and the operating system. Android. To determine if an update is available for your device, you will need to connect to Wi-Fi. Open the settings dialog and look for About Device or a similar option. Click the link to start the update process. Depending upon your device, you might need to have it at least at 50% charged, or it might need to be plugged in. If you are unable to locate an update via settings, check with your device vendor to see if an update is available online. Android devices may be set up for automatic app updates. To check your update settings, connect to the internet via Wi-Fi and then open Google Play. Swipe right to open the user panel, tap settings or the gearbox icon, tap auto updates apps and make any changes needed. To update apps manually, Tap Apps and Games and select the apps to update. iOS, to check for updates for an iOS device, tap the Settings button after you connect to the internet with Wi-Fi. Tap General to continue the process. To check for updates to installed apps, look at the App Store button. A number on the button indicates the number of available updates. Tap the App Store button, then tap Updates to choose which apps to update. Tap Update All to update all listed apps. Device use best practices. So in the following section, you will learn how to find trusted sources of software and how to remove software that you don't need or that can harm your device. Software sources. So software such as apps and programs can come from a variety of sources, such as CDs, DVDs, or USB files, but most vendors today provide software as downloadable files. Mac, iOS, Windows, and Android also have application stores to make shopping for apps easier. So in the following sections, you will learn how to make sure you are getting apps from legitimate sources. So validating legit sources. So the App Store for Mac and iOS, the Microsoft Store for Windows, and Google Play for Android are the safest ways to get software for the respective operating systems. For Linux, use the updater built into some distros, or the command line where you would type app-get update or upgrade methods for Debian-based distros, or similar options for other distros that provide safe sources for updates. Mac devices can be configured to install apps from any developer, from the Mac App Store and identified developers, or from the App Store only. To see the current settings or to make changes, open System Preferences, Security and Privacy, and click the General tab. To avoid installing potentially harmful apps from unfamiliar sources, configure your Mac to allow only apps from the App Store. Researching legitimate sources. So vendors' websites are the best places to go to locate legit sources of major apps, such as Office suites, graphic suites, and antivirus. If you are looking for a bargain, you can sometimes find price reductions at websites or retail stores of major retailers. Be very careful of buying software that might be used or whose box has been opened. If you don't have the validation code, or if the validation code has already been used to register the software to a previous purchaser, you are essentially stuck with a worthless program. OEM websites versus third-party websites. So there are a number of third-party download sites that act as aggregators for utility apps or casual gaming apps that are distributed as freeware or as a limited time sample. Some of the leading sites include Major Geeks, the Windows Club, and Softpedia. One problem with some download sites is their preference for using installers that bundle unwanted or unnecessary software along with the actual app that you want. You can avoid this problem by using the direct download link available on the download page, or by going directly to the original equipment manufacturer or the OEM website for the desired download. Removal of unwanted software. So unwanted software can slow down your system, clutter up menus. It can sometimes interfere with other programs on your system. You can remove it in a variety of ways. So you can, to uninstall a program in Windows, you would use the Add Remove Programs feature in Control Panel in Windows 7 and earlier versions, or apps and features in Windows 8 through Windows 10. To uninstall the program in Mac, you would drag the application to the trash and click delete when prompted. If an app is installed on your system but does not appear in the applications folder, check with the app vendor for an uninstall program. To uninstall an app in Linux, if there's a GUI software manager, use its remove option. To uninstall an app in a Debian-based Linux distro, use the following command: sudo app -get remove in whatever the application's name is. When installing a free app, choose the custom installation option and uncheck the optional apps you do not want. If you keep the apps off your system, you won't need to uninstall them later. Many Windows laptop and desktop computers from major manufacturers include a large number of unwanted software programs. To uninstall these applications quickly, many users run the PC Decrapifier application. This app can remove multiple apps at the same time. Removal of unnecessary software. So unnecessary software is software that performs the same job as another program on your system. One of the problems that happens with software that duplicates what other software does is that the operating system usually selects the most recent program installed as the default for the file types it can open. You can change these settings, but if you find that you're not using one of the programs you installed, just uninstall it. Use the same methods that you use to get rid of unwanted software to get rid of unnecessary software. Removal of malicious software. So malicious software is software that is designed to mess up your system, steal files off your computer or your server, or take your files hostage. The creators of malware usually make sure that their programs do not show up in the usual locations, such as control panel, settings, applications, etc. You can scan for viruses and malware with the tools you already have installed on your system. If your antivirus, anti-malware program finds bad software, it can remove it for you. However, malware apps that get past your existing protections often hide themselves too well to be located with conventional antivirus, anti-malware apps. For this reason, it is not a good idea to reinstall your operating system and an antivirus, anti-malware app. The virus or malware could still be present on your system. Instead, you can use the following methods to fight back. What you would do, you would check to see if your antivirus, anti-malware app's real-time protection was turned off. Some viruses and malware do this as part of their infection attack process. Turn it back on and perform a full scan. If you are unable to turn real-time protection back on, you need to use an alternative. Removal programs that run from bootable optical drives or USB flash memory drives have their own operating systems and can locate malware and repair infections. Be sure to use a different computer than the infected one to download and create removal media. You can also run web-based detection and removal tools offered free by many antivirus vendors if malware has not prevented a connection to those websites. And you can also, one of the most difficult types of infections to remove is known as a rootkit. A rootkit can hide itself in normally inaccessible parts of the operating system, such as the boot sector on the system drive, and cannot be removed by most antivirus utilities. To remove a rootkit, you need to use a rootkit removal tool. So here are some bootable virus, malware, and rootkit removal tools that you can download for free. First one is Avira Rescue System. Then you have Bitdefender Rescue CD, ESET Sys Rescue Live, and Kaspersky Rescue Disk. Some free web-based antivirus, anti-malware scanning apps include the following: ESET Online Scanner, Norton Power Eraser, and Trend Micro House Call. Now understand, it is not always possible to remove all traces of malicious software with a single tool. It is advised to use 2 or more to clean your system. All right, so that is our class. So let's do some check on learning. So the first question is, you realize that your computer has 3 different media players, only one of which you actually use. The other programs are examples of what? Would it be malicious software? Would it be unnecessary software? Would it be software backups? Or would it be unwanted software? So you have 3 different media players, but you only use one. The correct answer would be unnecessary software. Remember, unnecessary software is just software that is essentially a duplicate of something that you already use. Next question. You need to set up firewalls for various Linux distributions. Which of the following is the basic Linux firewall? Would it be ipconfig? Would it be GUFW? Would it be IP tables? Or would it be sudo app get or -get. So the basic Linux firewall, the correct answer is IP tables. Final question. If you are unable to connect to the internet to update your antivirus, which of the following actions can you take to remove malware? Would it be reinstall the operating system? Would it be create bootable antivirus media on another computer? Would it be connect to a web-based antivirus app? Or would it be reformat the hard drive? So you are unable to connect to the internet. So what can you do to get this malware off your system? Correct answer is create bootable antivirus media on another computer. That's what you would do, ladies and gentlemen. So in summary, we have talked about device security best practices, where we talked about securing devices, device use best practices, malware and antivirus, updates, upgrades, and patching. So for more information on this, please visit my website, technologyg.com, so you can get read up on the latest and greatest to help you successfully pass your CompTIA IT Fundamentals Certification exam. And until next video, ladies and gentlemen, peace.